Hey, ladies and gentlemen from the Milky Way, welcome back to the Beyond Sunday podcast. We're so glad that you've chosen to tune in and join us. Right to my left, the man I'm always having beef with is Josh Hensley.
Beefy.
He said it, not me. And across from him is Paxton Redd.
What's up, everyone?
And the fourth person in the room, you might smell him before you see him. We've been talking about this all week, just seeing the effects of him in the room. It is the one, the only Cliff Hines.
Yeah. What's up, people?
I love you, man. I hope Sunday you really didn't think that I was saying that you smell, because you don't. You always smell good, man.
You looked over at Bethany. What'd you say?
Do I smell?
Do I smell?
Just one of those Michael sayings, you know. Some people got it, some people didn't. So
Michael, sometimes we sound a lot alike.
I've been thinking that.
So much so that people thought I was making the animal noises last week.
Where?
Caw-caw.
Oh, on the podcast. That was me.
Yeah, my kids were like, Dad, why'd you do that? I was like, that was not me. That was Michael.
I'll take it as a compliment.
But yeah, Michael, great job on Friend Day.
Yeah, it was friendly.
It was fun.
It was friendly.
Friendly, fun, fantastic.
And now it's over.
It's over.
You know, it'd be awesome if we just had some residual effects from Friend Day. Not just the people continuing to come that were friends. We hope that does happen. But it would be amazing if all of those who changed services, right? There were a lot of you guys that come to second and you went to first. A lot of you that came to third, usually come to third and you went to fourth. And it just made everything so much easier on getting in, getting out, parking. It would be so good if the Lord would just convict and convince you to remain where you were on Friend Day. But
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I was going into the weekend a little stressed out. Like, some things are going to have to change in order to facilitate all the people that are going to come. And on Sunday morning, it was we got thrown off because it was fairly equal across the services. The timing of the services, we didn't have to worry about one big group coming in as another one was leaving. And the Commons was open.
Yeah.
Everybody was able to move around and do the things they need to do. And we had a record high attendance.
Yeah. And everybody got a donut.
Everybody got a donut. There were some left.
Spot.
And a parking spot. Maybe you use the grass. Thank you for those that use the grass.
Yeah.
That was very helpful. But nonetheless, what?
I was going to say, thinking about like residual effects, there was some residual effects that happened, and it happened later on that evening. I don't know if we're going to talk about that at all. Lakeside Baptism.
oh, yeah, Lakeside Baptism.
I mean, did you smell the lake water or something? Like,
I did. I actually opened up my bag and got my dirty clothes out yesterday.
oh,
The lake was still on them.
Yeah. Hey, the Lakeside Baptism that night was pretty spectacular.
yeah.
What did we end up with?
I think 24.
24. We went into the night with 20, and we ended up with 24.
I think it might have been more than that.
I think it was more than 24.
I thought we started with like 23 and then we added like 4 or 5. Maybe it was 24.
Well, you know what?
Just
We're gonna have
quick your
the
math.
we're gonna have the numbers on Sunday because we're gonna. I know Justin is working on a Lakeside Baptism recap.
Ooh.
So I'm sure that we're gonna have the numbers for everybody. We'll reveal the numbers also in the worship program and on the app. Sorry, not in the worship program. You're going to scan the QR code on the worship program. It's going to take you to the app. Get connected. It always tells you the numbers. It tells you the tithe from last week. It tells you the number of online viewers or people in person. And then we're also going to have a recap of the Lakeside. But I thought Sunday was a lot of fun. Some people I invited came. And Michael, I loved the game that you started with. You know, I got a thing for games. I love starting with games.
Yeah.
And as we were going through all of those people that you were talking about, it got me thinking.
What you thinking about, Josh?
Oh, he missed it again.
I did.
You know what he was doing?
Josh, what you thinking about?
On your phone again. But anyway, you covered a few famous friend duos.
Some iconic.
Iconic,
friends.
is that what you called them?
Yeah.
Iconic friend
friends.
duos. We talked Woody and Buzz. We talked Lucille Ball and Ethel.
Yeah, I didn't know who they were.
I was pretty amazed that some people got them, and I want to be amazed with you guys as well. So I pulled up some more. Now, some of these are fairly just, it makes sense, the one that goes with it. But some of them, they're going to be a little bit more tricky and might have multiple answers, but it may be telling about who you guys associate with in the friend duo. But anyway, we talked about Woody and Buzz. We talked about Frodo and Sam, Harry and Ron. But here's one in the movie realm. When I say Shrek, who's he coming with?
Donkey.
Yeah, it's Donkey.
Donkey.
Eddie Murphy.
All right. What about Batman and
Robin.
Okay, Lightning McQueen and
Toe Mater.
Mater. Sully and
Mike Wazowski.
Yep.
I'm not getting any of these, man. You guys are too fast.
Come on, Michael.
I'm sorry.
Here's one. Marlon and
I'm just going to go with Dick Cheney. I got no idea.
Dory.
Marlon and Dory.
Dang.
Finding Nemo.
A little thing about Cliff, he is a
Disney connoisseur.
professional
Love him.
Disney watcher.
Love him. And it's not even because my son.
You liked it before
liked
he
it before
came
that.
along.
Cliff, I remember one of the very first times I was ever on a trip with you. We pulled in somewhere and you opened your car door and you just had Disney music going, man.
Love it. I literally love Disney movies and music.
What's your favorite one?
Song-wise.
It's from The Lion King.
I like The Lion King, but like the one that got to my heart, that probably got lots of people's heart is Let It Go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let It Go.
I don't know. You do a lot of Moana.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Moana has a good soundtrack.
They do. But
Disney needed a good soundtrack.
I mean, Shiny is one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite ones for a long time.
Shiny's great.
Like Let It Go just locks it in your heart. Like, I mean, you get into that one, when she starts building that ice palace, and you can see yourself building it too, man.
I bet you build it at home all the time when you
I'll
listen.
build it not just at home. Anywhere I'm singing that song, I'm building an ice castle with.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the energy that changes the room right there.
All right. Here's maybe some that would be a little debatable. Mario and
Luigi.
Not debatable.
okay.
What
What about Princess?
That's not his best friend. He likes her.
That's his brother, man.
Okay. Yoshi?
Mario.
Mario.
Okay. Whatever. All right. Han Solo and
Luke
Chewbacca.
Skywalker.
I would say, is it Luke Skywalker?
I'm saying Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Luke.
Well, that was really good.
I know, I do a good
That was
Chewbacca.
not
And
me.
you also said doo-doo.
I know, I do a good Chewbacca.
Good job, Michael. There's no correct answer, so I'm just going to let it lay. Iron Man and
That'd be Spider-Man. That's his best bud.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Sounds great.
Tate. I don't know if you heard him. He said War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine would be his best friend too. Like, it depends on which movie you're looking at too.
All right. Scooby-Doo and
Shaggy.
Yeah.
Shaggy. Yep. All right. Let's go. Let's do some literature.
I don't even like to read, so I'm out.
You got it. Sherlock Holmes and
Watson.
Yeah, I didn't know his name, but when you said it, I was like, yeah, that's right?
here's one for you, Cliff. Romeo and
Juliet, but that's his girl, right?
I mean, they're not quite friends, but they're still an iconic duo.
Okay, cool. Makes sense.
All right. Dave. Okay, here's in the Bible. David and
Goliath. It's Jonathan.
friends, yes. David and Jonathan.
Before you said it was the Bible, I was thinking Dave and Buster's.
Okay. All right. Lewis and
Clark.
This is literature and history.
Okay. I thought we were back in the Bible. I was like, I don't remember Lewis.
They went out 2 by 2,
Lewis and
Clark.
Clark.
okay.
We said that one, yeah.
That's historical, but what about literature?
Dick Cheney.
Tolkien.
I don't even know who that is.
C.S. You can't just say the last name. Come on now. You say C.S. Lewis.
That's fine.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure Lewis was Lewis's last name and Lewis and Clark too.
That's probably
story,
true.
Yeah.
That's
Mary-
probably true.
Meriwether Lewis.
I was just checking because you got on me for some reason. I don't even know why. All right, Paul and
Barnabas.
I almost said it. Paul and
Barnabas.
Barnabas.
Timothy.
What
like,
about in the jail?
Paul and Silas.
Okay.
there's a lot. You can have. He has a lot of best friends, okay? He's a very friendly guy.
All right. Here's one. We're gonna moving on to music. Elton John and
Michael Jackson. I don't know.
It's a little before your time, Michael. Elton John and
I got nothing.
probably Billy Joel.
Okay, I've heard of those names before.
The Piano Man.
Chat says Eminem.
And Elton John and Eminem were best friends.
I'm going to have to look that one up. I don't know why.
Dude, I just looked up the thing he was talking about. That's true. That's like 100%. Everything he said was true.
All right, Jay-Z and
Beyonce.
Hey, Linkin Park. That's all it gave me. Sorry, Tate. All right, here's another one. Simon and
Says.
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel.
There you go.
All right, I'm getting a little tired of this, but let's go some sports. Michael Jordan and
Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, I'm going with that. It's definitely not Dennis Rodman.
no. Some people may say Bugs Bunny.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Also a very good soundtrack.
All right, Shaq and
Kobe.
or earlier than that,
I have no idea.
Bro, I don't know.
Charles Barkley.
Oh, I do know that.
All right, for all these football fans, Tom Brady and
Gronk.
that's a good one. What about his coach?
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. Maybe early on, Randy Moss.
Yeah.
All right, last three. And this is debatable. Think creative. Peanut butter and
Jelly.
now we've talked about
Bananas.
pickle. We've talked about pickles and bananas. Chocolate, honey. Okay. Mac and
Cheese.
Oh, you want something different?
No,
Tomatoes.
tomatoes. You like
No, I don't like
mac and tomatoes?
What is that?
My grandpa did. It's called
Yeah,
goulash.
my grandma, she loved mac and tomatoes.
Cold macaroni noodles, tomatoes,
Stewed tomatoes.
and diced ham.
She didn't do the ham.
Bro, I've never heard of that a day in
Yeah,
my
it's
life.
a legit accident in a kitchen that wound up on a plate.
I mean, a lot of people don't just do macaroni and tomatoes. Like,
What do they do?
It's like chili without all the other
I've never
stuff.
seen this happen.
yeah.
We're going to have it.
You're not missing anything. bro.
Hey.
I'm not going to eat it.
For those of you listening, if you've got a good mac and blank recipe, we'd love to try it. Bring it into the office. Cliff would love to try it. All right. Here's one. Mac and PC.
Okay.
Technology. Yeah. All right. The last debatable one. Chips and...
Dip.
Salsa.
Salsa.
What'd you say?
Salsa.
I mean, I'm disappointed.
Salsa is a sauce.
I would expect you to say queso.
That's fair.
I mean, you're like the queso man. Anyway, that was just got me thinking. That's what happened.
Good.
That game.
What you thinking, Josh?
Good job, Michael. But anyway, the reason we have Michael on here today is not just to give me beef, but to talk about his message. Let's talk a little bit about what you talked about on Sunday, Michael.
Okay. So Sunday we talked about, friendship really is one of the best parts of life. And Sunday I wanted everybody to just leave knowing that they too can have an iconic friend, and his name is Jesus. And we talked about what kind of friend he is. He is the friend that chooses us in spite of who we are. He sees everything about us, the good, bad, and the ugly, just like he did with the disciples. And he still says, I would love for you to follow me. He chooses us. We talked about how he's the friend who changes us. He takes some ordinary men, turns their world upside down, and if you let him, he can do the same thing for you. And then we ended up talking about how Jesus makes this statement in John chapter 15, verse 13, greater love has no man than this, than if he lays down his whole life for his friends. And we talked about how Jesus cares for each and every one of us personally in a real way, that he wants to know us, and he's already done everything that a human could possibly do to say, I care about you. So that's kind of where we were on Sunday, and there was so much stuff that I wanted to say on Sunday that I just wasn't able to do so.
Tell us.
Can I do that here?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I got to looking at when you talk about friendship and when you think about it, the opposite of friendship really, in my brain, is loneliness. It is being alone. And so I did some research this past week just looking at the effects of loneliness on humanity, and it's pretty crazy. So one source said it's the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Another source said it increases the risk of an early death by up to 30%. Another source says it raises the risk of dementia by 15%. You're at more of a risk for heart disease and stroke by up to 30%. Leads to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide. And it's not rare. 1 in 2 adults report measurable loneliness.
50%.
That's what it says. I mean, that's according to the U.S. Surgeon General in 2023. And it gets worse the younger we get. 60% of young adults, 18 to 25, report serious loneliness. And 59% of mothers with young children have also reported feeling lonely. And the scary thing is like right now, if you look at the metrics on how our students feel, how our children feel, they feel more alone than any other group that we know of so far. And so without the intervention of family, church, friends, all kinds of things like that, we could be looking at long-term loneliness epidemic effects upon the generations that are coming up. So that just like hurt me.
Yeah.
Being a person who loves friends and I have friends, and it just got me thinking about my kids and who their friends are going to be, and made me really value and treasure the friendship that I have with each one of you guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you look at, and not to sound like an old person beating a dead horse, but social media is, I think, a big factor in that. And it's crazy to me because you can look at how many friends you have on Facebook or Instagram, and it's like, man, I have hundreds, maybe thousands of friends, but I'm still lonely.
Yeah. We're probably the most connected society has ever been in the history of ever. And yet we have the highest rates of loneliness, even though we're so connected.
Yeah, I think it is just pointing back to this idea that we're built for community, and the enemy's job is to dress something up in front of us and make it look like community, and just absolutely leave us dumbfounded and wanting. We've talked about this on the podcast, but when we went to Austin, went to this place called Mobile Loaves and Fishes, where there's 500 tiny homes packed into this place, and all these homeless people live together in community, and it just felt right. Like where they lived, how they lived, the way they communicated with one another, saw each other. It just felt like, man, this is really how life is supposed to be. And honestly, that's how life has been up until, I would say, 150, 200 years ago. Yeah. People lived in community, and we miss out on that now. And I think we're seeing the effects of it.
I heard a guy describe it. He went and visited some family in a different part of the country, and he said it was like taking a step back in time, because in the evening people would go out and sit on their front porch, and there were people just walking up and down the street. He said it was like going back in time, and I thought about that. We went from a front porch swing to a back deck, and we fenced in our backyard to keep everybody away, and so we say we're lonely, but we do everything we can possibly do to keep other people away.
One of my favorite things that I get to watch my kids do, now that I have almost all teenagers in my family.
That is scary.
It is very scary. Benjamin just turned 13 the other day, and it was super mind-blowing for me as I look back and I look forward. But one of the things that I enjoy watching is then when my kids have friends over. And we kind of have like I guess more of a strict policy with phones in our house. But even with friends, if a friend comes over to our house, we don't allow phones in bedrooms. And so it forces our kids to engage in a relationship that is beyond a screen. So it's conversation, it's playing video games together, whatever it is. But some of my most favorite times is when they go outside and they play, because whether they have their phones or not, they're setting off to the side because they're playing a backyard game of wiffle ball, or they're, doing soccer or playing, flashlight tag or, football. What's the thing where you pull?
Flag football.
Flag football. That was what I was looking for the whole time. But I love watching that because it's a development of friendship rather than like trying to connect over a phone.
Right.
And it's so bad when you go out in public, and I mean, even adults do this. We get around a table and we're all on our phones.
Yeah.
Your wife loves it.
My wife
when that happens.
hates it.
Yeah.
Hates it with a passion.
Yeah.
Like, can we just put our phones away? And, I think when we are together, we do a pretty good job of being mindful of that. But it's easy to get caught in that because it's less awkward
Yeah.
when there's down moments.
Yeah. A friend of mine who actually came to church with us on Sunday, he went on vacation earlier this summer, and he decided, I'm leaving my phone at home. Didn't take his phone even with him on vacation. And he said it was so good for him personally. He said, but our meals were terrible. He said, because I sat down and everybody pulled out their phone except for me. And he said, I was like, this is how it is, all the time, because nobody's having conversations. They're all looking at their phones.
Well, we don't even allow phones at our dinner table.
Yeah.
And I mean, Heather and I look at each other if we have our phones, and it's like, turn it over. But even then, like, I should take off my watch too.
Yeah. Y'all, people think I'm crazy, and I think they probably do with you too, Cliff, about our overnight rule. Anytime we go overnight somewhere with kids or students, we have a super strict no phone policy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had parents be really upset about it. The students are obviously really upset about it, but it never fails. Whenever we get back and they've had some time to detox from that phone, every single person to a T has said, that was really good for me, and I feel so much better. And then they pick it up as soon as they get back home, and the cycle starts all over again. But we know it's bad for us. We know it's disconnecting us, but for some reason, we all continue to do it for the sake of being made available, which is so ironic.
There's a new artist out, and maybe some of you guys have heard of his name, but it's Josiah Queen. And one of his new songs that my kids love because it's catchy, but when you listen to the lyrics, it punches you right in the chest. But it's called Dusty Bibles. And so the chorus, I mean, I would have Cliff sing it. He's mouthing
Go
it
ahead.
now.
Sing it for us, Cliff.
No, I can't sing.
But the chorus goes, we got dust on our Bibles.
I thought you were going to sing it.
No, I can't sing. I'm on vocal rest. We got
Since
dust
you and
on our
Michael have the
Bibles.
same voice.
What a diva. I'm on vocal rest.
As he's talking, right?
Can I get to the lyrics, please?
Can you?
We got dust on our Bibles, brand new iPhones. No wonder why we feel this way. We walk with our eyes closed, blind leading the blind folks. And I'm done with these idols and dusty Bibles. And I think when we look back on Sunday morning, that song just kept on coming to my mind as we think about loneliness and also community of believers. Of, if we aren't pursuing community, if we aren't pursuing a life that's dedicated to the Lord and to each other, then many times our phones or the things that distract us become our idols.
Yeah.
We fill our lives with things that we think are great and are enriching, but we're missing the mark completely.
And I'll tell you something I feel like I'm seeing happen more and more. If you're a parent out there, I would just really encourage you to push your kids to do things around people, even when they don't want to. There is so much that students and children don't want to do. And if you're enabling them to be alone for the sake of not doing what they want to do, you are creating a future disaster in that child's life. We are meant to be around people. I'm not saying that social anxiety doesn't exist. It 100% does. I get it. There are issues that can be triggering for every student, but one of the first things that God said to Adam after he looked around, It is not good for man to be alone. So
I was just telling one of our young adults is that that's like when we're alone, that's when the devil has the most playground over our heart and our mind.
yeah.
Like when we're alone, we let our minds wander, we let our mind wander, we let our thoughts wander, and sometimes we feel like we're the worst enemy, but also the devil plays a part into all of that as well. Like basically getting us while we're alone, not having that community to lift us up, to encourage us along the way, or to even correct us when we're doing things wrong.
Michael, you have a kind of a stat that you talk about with in relation to kids and who they surround themselves with. And you say that you are the average
Yeah.
of what?
I didn't say it. I don't know who said it, but I think it's true. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
I think all of us can. I mean, when you say that, I start making this list in my head, like, who am I most close with? And I can see evidence in my life of even mannerisms.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I can see evidence of how I react to things because there is a sense of accountability. There is a sense of imitation. There are all these things that play into that developing your character and who you are. And so when you think about people who may not be the best influence, but you surround yourself with them, and sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes it may be that person that you work with. Sometimes it may be somebody in your family or whatever it is. But you can also be that other influence. And I think that one of the friends that we should strive to have in our lives that
He's going to
most close.
He's going to raise the test grade. He's going to bring a curve to it. You know what I'm saying?
Not just Cliff Hines, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, having a daily relationship with him can change so much. It can change the way we think. It can change the way we react. It can change the way we love. It can change the way that we get upset at things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, Jesus ain't in our top 5.
One of my favorite parts on Sunday, I can't remember if I did it in all the services, but I was basically talking about how, the Lord can change everything. He'll change you. And I just kind of asked our people there for a moment, hey, would you just testify if that's what you've seen to be true with the Lord in you? And, man, I about had to stop. The response was overwhelming for me just to know, man, God, you were so good. Like, here's all these people openly declaring and saying, oh, man, he's changed me for sure.
Hey, Michael, you talked about in your sermon, like how Jesus moved from talking to his disciples as a follower and now calling them his friend. What does it look like to practically for us to live as friends of Jesus rather than just a follower of Jesus?
I think it just comes back to, do I look at Jesus as somebody that I have a religion with or have a relationship with? Mm-hmm. I think it really boils down to just that misunderstanding about what Christianity really is to me. So, the friend, I can talk to a friend. Mm-hmm. There's nothing off limits for a friend. That might not be true with a boss, or as the analogy that Jesus put it in, as slave to master, right? Like there's a distinct relational difference there.
So with a person who's struggling to look at Jesus as their friend, what would you guys say would be some practical steps for them to take to start to build that relationship with Jesus and not just, oh, this is the guy who makes all the rules and I have to follow them? Yeah,
that's a really good question. And I think that's part of what growing in our walk with the Lord is a pivotal, such a key piece of it. Kyle Idleman wrote a book called Not a Fan several years ago. It's an older book now, but I still encourage so many people to read that and give several copies away on a yearly basis, because I think it's so good, because he talks about that transition of thinking about in our society, we have lots of fans, lots of people who know things about sports teams, lots of people who know things about music artists, and lots of fans. but not as many people who take that next step and have a direct relationship with them. And so I think that's the first piece of making that transition to being a friend of Jesus and knowing what that looks like is it's more than just knowledge. It's not just knowing facts about an individual, but it's spending time with that individual and getting to know them. And so I think that is that first piece, as Michael just said, being able to spend time with the Lord, just daily, to be able to spend that quality time, the chair time, the quiet time, whatever you want to call it, to just be able to spend with the Lord and not just to gain knowledge, but to gain understanding of who He is. And in the process, you find out a little more about who you are as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk just for a second about what's coming up this Sunday. Friend Day was kind of a one-of. We took a break from an incredible series that we've been walking through, and we're going to be going back into the Roman series this Sunday, and it is going to be the last week in the Roman series. It's been great. We called it a summer in Rome, but it's been a fall in Rome, part of a fall in Rome, but it's been so good, and we are so excited. Our lead pastor is back in town, and so he will be bringing this final message of When in Rome, and it's kind of going to be about the idea that leadership is partnership, and partnership really does mean all hands on deck. Yeah. So if you want to grow in your leadership, if you want to come and hear our last installment of When in Rome, make sure you're there Sunday. Kevin will be bringing the word. And then after that...
Hold on. Have anybody read chapter 16?
There's a lot of names.
There's a lot of names, and they're all friends.
Avoid the lists.
He starts talking about all the people that have had an impact and those he wants to mention.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever thought about that for their own life? Thought about writing down when all these people who had impact on your life? I bet that'd be a fun activity to do. So
maybe we'll do that Sunday.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what Kevin's got wrapped up for us.
That would be a good practice, though.
Yeah.
You should name one from your past and one from your present.
Whew.
Or multiples from your past, one from your present.
Kevin, if you haven't wrote your sermon yet when you're listening to this, go ahead and throw that in. We all agree that'll be a dinger. That'll be a home run. Yeah. But after the Roman series, we're going on to a new series called Invited and Wanted.
It kind of connects with the leadership as partnership.
It does.
Segue.
It does. So we hope that you'll join us. We'll hope that you
Wait.
be there.
What's Invited and Wanted?
It's a new series that we're going through.
what it's about?
What's about knowing,
growing,
and going.
That sounds a lot like
Our vision
statement at New Work.
It is.
Right.
It's going to be all about what we're about at New Work.
It's really a 3-week sermon series on what it means to be a part of New Work.
Yep.
So you could say that it's like a membership series.
It's exactly what it is.
So if somebody is kind of like teetering on the fence and they're not a member yet, but they kind of want to know, do I belong here? It'd be good for them to be here.
It'd be an amazing, maybe your friends.
So listen, you are invited and wanted.
That's right.
To come to this membership series. It's going to be starting. I said starting and happening at the same time. Stappening. It's going to be stappening.
September 7th.
There you go. Thank you, Cliff.
September 7th.
September 7th. But this week, Kevin is wrapping us up for When in Rome.
And it's going to be unique, too. I mean, September 7th is going to be Cliff and Kevin. And then September 14th, I think it's Justin and
Steve and
Paxton. It's Steve and Paxton.
That's right.
And then September 21st, it's Kevin and Justin.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's
all tag teams.
Tag team.
Dynamic duos even.
There you go.
Not iconic.
One day.
I like it.
One day we're just going to say Paxton and...
It's more Bert and Ernie, Steve and I. He's decided that
it's more Bert and Ernie.
Yeah. Hey, we certainly appreciate everyone who listens so faithfully. We greatly appreciate you all. And so if this is your first time listening, we are thankful for you as well. But we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. And again, thank you for listening to the Beyond Sunday podcast.
Ciao. See ya.
See you, everybody.